But most unfortunately, the United States is still stopping the MEK from aiding the world because we have them on the foreign terrorist list. We are, in fact, supporting Iran by leaving on the list, and how confusing is that foreign policy? Camp Ashraf has been attacked twice as they had no weapons. None were employed by the MEK. They just locked their arms. 10 killed the first time, 35 killed the second time. Clearly, this shows no intent and no capability to conduct terrorist activities. The U.S. government position should be reversed and done so fast. All of the Middle East is erupting and crying for democracy. We must not stand in their way. Immediate revocation of the terrorist list is essential. And we can do so because the petition remains with the U.S. government. The Federal Appeals Court in July directed the State Department to come back and show evidence of what allowed them to reach their opinion. The appeals court saw no classified or unclassified evidence to retain the terrorist organization. The U.S. government now is 70 days late in coming back with their response to the appeals court. However, the European Union and UK have taken them off the terrorist list. We should do so also. They delisted them 2 years ago. There are 113 congressmen who requested their delisting. A similar resolution with bipartisan support in both houses is circulating right now. Taking the MEK off the terrorist list is one thing that must be accomplished. Another is protecting the people in Camp Ashraf. In accordance with the Geneva Convention, and the residents of Camp Ashraf are actually designated as protected people. This protection should be led by the UN, UNIMIN, and supported with a detachment of U.S. soldiers in Camp Ashraf. There's no logic to assume Iraq will stop its efforts to totally eliminate Camp Ashraf. The United States must stay strong and remain committed as a world power to focus on its primary enemy in the Middle East, Iran. Currently, U.S. diplomats are recommending an internal relocation of the MEK and the Camp Ashraf residents. This is totally unacceptable. And allow Iraqi to continue to harass the residents with the eventual elimination of all of the residents. This internal movement should not be part of U.S. foreign policy. Finally, this week, the French government eliminated all terror charges applied to the MEK in 2003. This was a success story. This was great news. It actually makes it so that there's little to no reason for the U.S., again, to keep the MEK on the foreign terrorist list. Because the so-called intelligence in those days was passed around. And if it was flawed French intelligence in 2003 and got into the U.S. consideration in 2006, it should also be discarded. We now have the French, UK, and the European Union all supporting and having done the delisting. The United States must follow.